a little bit towards the early game, which isn't too surprising, and the instant lock on the Poppy is not too surprising. As long as Jace has been picked in the top lane, people have used
to play around that every time they hear that audio cue that it's ready to fire here. CLG has that Rift Herald down to 2,000 HP.
Trouble.
Top side though, it is Ruin. So very close to dead, having a flash away, but the follow-up is there, and first blood goes over to Meteo. All those feet keep themselves alive, but Meteos is coming down here, looking to still make the play happen. Stixay is going to be the target there. Meteos disengaging, trying to get himself away. A lot of damage still going to be coming out. CLG are doing a good job defending this. Ruin comes in, the cavalry has arrived here for both sides, but Optic will get nothing. Corki package is so deadly in some place like the river. Very easy to cut off escape routes.
So, you know, Optic, certainly it feels like changing up that game plan.
Meteos walking right into the first, but good lord, man. Big make sure about how much the junglers set up for everybody else on both squads. But Meteos has all this playoffs experience. He's been here 100 times already.
He's standing still on a ward. There we go.
He's sitting right there, but he's gonna face check into Wiggly, and this is a bad place to be. Wiggly goes into the ulti, Crown gonna be in some trouble. Shut down there, the CS bounty going over to the side of CLG. Now what else are they able to find? Big's gonna drop in, it's a double kill over to Wiggly. They'll see if
by Optic. Sure, CLG was desperate to get that first Infernal Drake, but you forgot about the Baron, and it goes to Optic! Seeing Dragon to go for Baron, but to Azael's point, how are they going to push this one? Because they don't necessarily have advantageous side lane assignments, and they still have to be
just get it here if he wants to commit to it, but being very respectful of Rune will eventually get that, but it's actually Optic now pushing valuable, so we could see, you know, the first major team fight really breaking out in about a minute or so.
They're even more limited now, which is why Optic is starting up
the steal.
I don't think he can even try.
No way. Not with the smite there in the pit.
Shuffle, you're looking at a flash on Burrow or a flash ultimate, but
oh, well, here comes your initiation. Wiggly goes into the stasis, keeping himself alive, but now he's going to be slammed right back into the wall. Doke was making it happen. Big Doke is on the prowl, and they're looking to find even more power of evil. Still looking to find the damage on the other side of the fight, able to get the flank. As now Dokeland's grabbing the kill on the Stixay. PoE. CLG are not going to go anywhere near the pit, though. Optic will secure this second Baron.
With 4v3 and a Mountain Drake, there's still Whisper on Stixay. Now there is at least a Void Staff on, and oh no, Crown can't get caught again!
Oh, Crown the second time this game!
He is map plays. And now, though, they're looking for Wiggly. They do stop him.
He's got a Guardian Angel. He'll try to buy a little bit of time here. Should be able to get away. Only Dokla and Meteos are there, so not a lot of damage coming through. True Shot Barrage fired off, finds its way onto Stixay. No spell shield means it takes off about 40% of his health. And that is yet another Drake
to contest, which is what CLG has opted to do. They're going to take this time to shove out the waves, and we're going to restart this cycle now. Third Baron.
Sivir as well as Azir are fantastic at clearing out these waves, so even with 2 lanes getting pushed in, you know, Optic has not really been able to threaten these turrets just yet. Arrow coming back from base, though, and they are going to try to more heavily split up their team. It's 2 and 2, splitting at mid and top, with Big essentially roaming back and forth in between. He's a portal away from either side.
Arrow and Meteos trying to put those auto attacks one at a time here into the mid lane tier 3. Cannon will get off a couple of shots as well, but top side, they drew CLG away long enough to take down the tier 3 turret. You can see Power of Evil trying to summon a replacement. We'll see how long that'll stand, but the name of the game is still just buying time for counter logic games.
Yeah, so difficult to push in against.
Oh, there they go! Wiggly's going in, the flash over the wall to shut down Arrow, and that's the initiation CLG needed. Meteos now on the run, trying to get away. Wiggly's going to continue chasing after this one as Ruin is in hot pursuit. He'll provide the damage. Meteos gets out over the wall, but CLG will not let him away that easily. Bring down the hammer. Wiggly grabs another.
An Elder Dragon is up, but the Baron is still there for Optic, so they have just thrown this game wide open. They're going for Hims while CLG is trying to deny Elder.
If they dive on a PoE, if you kill PoE, you could potentially end the game. There's only 1 member back here, but I'm not sure if Optic even knows it, so they are backing off, and PoE will be able to hold the line here as the rest of his squad will get the Elder.
CLG with a flash over the wall from Wiggly will secure themselves the Elder. Almost got a fistful of Barons this game. We'll see what
pattern of trying to keep as many inhibitors alive as possible.
The eternal defense of Counter Logic Gaming continues 42 minutes into this game. What a way to start the quarterfinal for one team that's never been here and one team that hasn't been here in a couple of years. For it to come down to one of these games where everything hinges on a single fight. This is a mental taxer right now as the mid lane inhibitor becomes exposed. The bottom lane tier 3 is under siege, and Optic is applying the pressure.
This could be the time where they get it. They actually got enough poke onto Stixay, I think, to force a reset. And Wiggly doesn't get the flash engage onto Arrow this time. That's the one that stalled it last time.
And that was really one of their main engage tools. Now it's up to PoE pretty much at this point. You know, it's going to be fairly unreliable for Braum to start a fight with an ultimate. At this point, PoE, you're depending on a shuffle or some sort of big Azir play. Otherwise, they're just getting bled out.
And this is the tough macro decision for Optic.
Here we go. Wiggly's onto the back line. Arrow's going to be thrown up into the air, and he is taken out. Stixay grabbing the kill credit there. They won't chase any further. They recognize there's still more to defend here back in the base. Big going to be in some trouble. Collapsed on now by the rest of CLG. But he's done his job. He took the in-hit, and Crown and Dokla are looking for the third. If they can get 3, that's so many super minions in the enemy base, but they don't quite have the damage. Ruin's grabbing the kill on.
Could be here for a steal.
Optic does so much damage to the thing, and it is secure.
The wrong choice. I want to see how that ends up playing out for Arrow.
To the wall comes Wiggly.
Where's the
Knocked up
stopwatch?
into the air. Arrow's in some trouble here. Yet again collapsed by CLG, and Arrow's in the ground. TP comes in, but now it's a lot of trouble for Dokla, and a double kill over to Stixay. A TP going back to the base as Power of Evil will attempt to deal with Crown. He gets himself back up the wall, but the inhibitors are down. Crown is still here. CLG is collapsing.
CLG might end the game.
CLG's pushing me.
They have to look out here as the damage goes through, and Crown is taken down.
He's gonna win.
CLG's in the enemy base. Crown is gone. Everybody's gone, and CLG are on the victory march. Meteos will see if there is anything he can do, but that is a full build Sivir. That is a CLG teleport, and that is CLG Nexus turrets evaporating before their eyes. They defended for 46 minutes, and CLG take game 1.
I actually can't believe this is a matchup I used to always use in solo queue into Morgana. It's actually incredibly good. You can block the binding with your plants. You drop a seed
tools to do so. They have spotted the Trundle out. Really, it's about whether or not Camille goes. Biofrost is caught.
Biofrost is out of there. Draven's mowing the...
This series, when it had been a focus of CLG and Wiggly the entire split, CLG coming into this series with the most dragon kills of all LCS teams.
And now it is CLG looking to dive on this wave.
And remember, this Aatrox can't come back from the dead. He's going to be slammed into the ground, and Ruin will walk away casually.
And get in there, so Ruin was trying to make room down. Turns out he gets collapsed on.
Ruin's going to be in some trouble here. Issues the Hextech ultimatum, but now the backup's not going to come in time. CLG backing themselves away. The Whirling Death came in, but the Stranglethorns will find their victims. It's a double kill for Power of Evil. The Scuttle Crab just in time for second Drake spawn.
There's still a Bloodthirster Draven here, so Optic might want to fight here.
Stixay finds his Chains of Corruption onto Big, who uses the Hourglass, the stasis, I should say, from the stopwatch to keep himself alive. But the piercing arrow and the auto...
Strength. We have the Bloodthirster Draven. Let's keep this Drake control because top lane is going so astray for them. But they lose that as well. Nice juke by Dokla. Let's see what Ruin can do.
Ruin waiting to use the Hextech ultimatum to dodge away from one of the Qs. Forces the flash out from Dokla.
That was actually so close.
But unfortunate play there for them.
Oh boy, here comes yet another one for CLG. It's the Rift Herald summon up in mid lane, but point something out that I noticed right as you mentioned that the Trinity Force was almost online for Ruin, Azael. And the
nice little back and forth there by Dokla and Ruin. Ruin basically got enough chunk damage onto Dokla that the turret dive would be possible, and then the Sejuani had been missing on the map for such a long time. It was a...
CLG are not afraid whatsoever of beginning this objective or the potential collapse from Optic. Move up to the tier 1. Piercing arrow is going to be fired out. Power of Evil over the wall. Wiggly getting himself away from the stolen Glacial Prison. Meteos now in retreat. Subjugate had been used, and a nice shutdown for Crown.
Crown having the aggression to go in there when they had the Sejuani ult advantage. None on Wiggly, one on Crown. They decided they could push up on the turret, and since Biofrost had been kind of fishing for a pick the whole time. Now they might die.
Chains of Corruption coming out, dive going through. Stixay going to be pulled back, but Power of Evil's able to find some big old damage. Double kill over to the Emperor of Shurima, and he will tear them to pieces.
The ones to go for it. Optic, so much pressure around this mid lane while CLG is splitting. They are in this 1-3-1 kind of.
Well, they're not going to find anyone here just yet. Bottom side, Ruin will go tier 1 for tier 1 with
as well. And yes, the Draven is going to be impactful, but it feels like they haven't been able to get much done with it.
Look at that 1v1. It's not even close. Over the wall comes Wiggly, and away goes Big's health bar. Stranglethorns come down just to make sure Optic's not looking to go back in anytime soon.
Ult if they want to turn.
They learned their lesson from game number 1. Baron's better than a Drake, and CLG will take it down. Now they're looking to go even further. The fight is on, and Arrow is broken. Crown's now the next target as Ruin continues to go forward. Crown's looking to turn things around, and he'll slap him down.
Nicely done there by Crown trading it back, but still they shut down the Draven. They kill him off. They get the Baron. They take a turret. CLG are in full control. And what is with all these early Barons in playoffs?
Crown's going back. What was that?
Ruin gets a little bit too hypey for his own good going down to Crown, but CLG have full control of the map.
Failed to break the base. The third, they at least got in there, but they weren't really able to cripple CLG too much. Power of Evil's been caught out. This could be a big one here for the side of Optic. PoE in some trouble, still having to get out here. Flash over the wall. He'll stay alive. I don't think that he's trying to back away. Meteos shouldn't be able to close this distance any further. Might go for a pillar, but the tier 1 is still standing up here, and that means Optic will not get the pick. Meanwhile, Ruin just continues doing what Ruin does, and bottom side, Dokla just has no answer whatsoever. TP coming in mid lane. Power of Evil is rested up and ready to go. They'll take down the tier 3, and CLG is showing Optic how to use a 20-minute Baron.
Pre-existing gold lead, strong initiation, not dying randomly. Those are the 3 things you need with this Baron buff.
I like number 3.
He almost did. He actually almost did, but he was able to escape with that flash, and now they can go for a dive.
All right, Wiggly misses the Glacial Prison there. That means Meteos is going to be kept alive. Black Shield helping make sure of that, but the inhibitors will not sing the same song. The mid and bottom inhibitors are down. CLG has occupied Optic's base, and they will look to take this game even further. The push continues. Power of Evil dashes forward, just trying to juke him out here a little bit. Not gonna find much just yet. Crown fires off the Chains of Corruption, but a nice stopwatch from Stixay will stop that in its tracks. And there come the Stranglethorns. Wiggly's into the Optic lines. Meteos on the retreat. Ruin's grabbing the kill onto Big. He's gonna be kept alive by a stopwatch of his own counterattack coming out. Crown's able to shut down Wiggly, and with 2 dead for CLG, Optic will hold the line.
Yeah, Optic barely surviving. They're trying to chase for more, but I don't think they can get it. Now they're TPing in Crown. They want this flank and the ace.
Well, Power of Evil has summoned the turret. They're going to make their stand right here. Meteos in some trouble. Shut down onto PoE. Stixay's the next target. The Crown's not able to find a whole lot. A double kill over to Stixay, and it's so many.
They can get it because Optic backed off, but that's because Ruin is applying the pressure in the base.
And it was shredded so quickly by the combined might of Varus and Azir. Ruin only needed to hang out there in the base for a moment to provide that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, you can't 1v1 Ruin. There's only one Nexus turret. He will just straight up kill Dokla under that. They lost their inhibitor, their last inhibitor to minions as well. They are getting...
Meteos is trapped.
Oh, Meteos is found out by Ruin and Wiggly. Stun comes through, damage followed up. Hex Tech Ultimatum is issued, and Meteos is sent to the grave. 40 seconds until the Trundle is back up. It's a Baron up CLG squad. 5 men strong in the Optic base. The charge is in. The fight is on. Big gets himself away. Wiggly's going to be backing up with a Gargoyle Stone Plate, and Dokla is eviscerated. Arrow's on the run. Crown is down, and that is it. Double kill over to the side of Power of Evil and CLG, and they will win game 2.
And that is such a heavy blow. Wow. All right, so that means Karma moves down to the support position. I think that does make still a quite a strong...
Waiting to figure out whether or not these are right, and as we're waiting to see if CLG's invade is going to work, hold on 1 second, slammed up into the wall and pushed down into the
resiliency, much like it takes resiliency for Optic to come back in this game after giving up first blood. Meteos is in position if he can make a play happen.
Meteos already got 1 flash there in the mid lane. Now he's going to get a second. Could he get a third? Biofrost trying to turn things around. Man, CLG pulled
get
that
more, he's
off
double
well.
buffs.
Oh, sometimes to his detriment. He's most likely, I think, of the top laners in the LCS now to either get a solo kill or be solo killed, because he'll take a lot of those 50-50 all-ins against opponent laners with the attempt of outplaying
Wards out on the map, river wards, next time he goes back to base and then protect himself.
Oh, but here comes Optic. They're looking for the 2v2, but Biofrost says, here you go! Stick save!
That will greatly delay his Trinity Force. Meanwhile, PoE has the free boots and the Ludens, but here comes Wiggly. They're looking to crash.
All right, bottom side, Big and Arrow once again gonna be the target.
Oh, Misty.
Big manages to get himself away for a moment. Wiggly will likely die here. Flashes over the wall into Meteos' waiting arm. Disengages.
Yeah, Ruin is just playing this so aggressively, and they're going to get the first turret on the bottom side. It was a 1-for-1
kill
trade. They might
Arrow.
kill him.
Arrow! See you
no.
later. Killing spree for
They
Stick.
might be trying to force something, knowing that they're just getting poked out over and over by this Caitlyn, but it's just going to make it from bad to worse.
Yeah, problem is you don't force something onto a Caitlyn team around a neutral objective.
I mean, Biofrost is actually closing in on gold with Ruin came in this split, but it hasn't just been about the improvements that Ruin has brought. It's been about 6A and Biofrost really...
For 17 minutes.
CLG is looking to make this the fastest game showing up. Of course, we'll see if they can get much. They have to aim at those tier 2s. Power of Evil here on the bottom side. Brown looking to find the plays. Power of Evil with a fast feet. Dunking away again. The man's got his dancing shoes on.
Crown really wanted that. They need something, and Ruin is now behind him. Crown is going to get taken out.
Here comes the poppy. Power of Evil takes the kill, helping Shelly take this down. Meanwhile, Biofrost and Wiggly are just waiting here in the brushes to the south of that turret. In case anybody tried to rotate up, they were going to stop them. But instead, they'll take down a tier 2 top. They'll take down a tier 2 mid. Shelly's a little bit distracted bonking these minions, but she's about to get another charge off and nobody
Just keep
stops
going.
it.
Yeah.
Everybody from Optic is just not ready to defend this right now. And with Caitlyn and Karma being here as well, that's a tier 3 turret down before 19. Optic, their potential only win condition. Now they're saying, oh no, we're going to do this our way as Power of Evil gets dove Meteos' way. A shutdown for Optic Gaming.
Crown brings his friend this time, able to get the dive, but let's see what CLG can do.
Oh, another one. Just dial 1-800-BINDING and Biofrost makes them happen time and again.
I like that. That was good. It's the binding. They get the kill. Crown will take a tower down on the bottom side, but CLG have full control of the map right now.
The flash would
Boys,
give away to
5 men
safety.
here.
But Optic is not done. They really want this Caitlyn. Meteos is going to tank the turret as long as he possibly can. Shutdown goes over to Optic. They'll pick up a second onto Power of Evil. They've
Does
lost.
find a way to stay alive in this game. 5,000 gold at 22 minutes.
Well, Stixay's got himself 3 crit items online here for the Caitlyn. Very scary with rapid fire and
To get
static.
the outer 6 down, they have the people, so they should be able to do it with no contest.
Yep. Don't even need to sit down the trap.
Yeah, and the threat through these turrets is so great because if they do just land that one binding, it's going to be actually anyone else but Jarvan's full health bar as they knock him out and get a bunch of damage out onto this turret.
Well, there were a couple auto attacks and spells fired off into Ruin here, but now he's not in any danger whatsoever. Crown goes on a suicide mission, barely gets
Time
himself.
can still move through a dark binding, so he's the one that needs to get vision, and he needs to escape catches like this.
And not get smacked up against the wall. Biofrost has him with a burn, but at the same time, Optic critically get one in trade. Power of Evil out of the picture. Pretty important here. Stixay also eating a ton of damage, and Ruin has finally gone too far. Forced to flash out defensively. A nice route onto Big. Ace in the hole will be denied as Ruin takes.
So as he died, can't make it for a smite.
CLG have everybody here. They're ready to go. Baron down to about 1,500, and it is secured by the Silas. Wiggly
Here
on.
comes CLG looking to siege up with this Baron on the bottom side.
CLG not even concerned about the exposed mid lane inhibitor. The initiation from Optic makes an attempt on Stixay, but they won't be able to find him. And Arrow is slam dunk before he can ult or flash. Ace in the hole makes its way in. Crown is out, and CLG are on the victory march.
2 down, both carries, 2 inhibitors coming up, and CLG looking to make it a 3-0 and punch their ticket to the semifinals.
There comes your initiation. Syndra starting things off with a scat of the week. There comes your juggle. There goes Optic Gaming. Stick Mixer's got a double kill. The Nexus turrets will fall to the might of CLG. They're just playing with their food at this point. Big, he'll try to stay alive underneath the fountain. It has been a long time coming, but CLG are headed to the semifinals. Obviously is standing by with their support and mid laner.
Thanks, Flowers. Biofrost, Power of Evil, congratulations on the victorious win for CLG. PoE, I want to come to you first and ask just how does it feel to take this win? Because not only did you 3-0 Optic, your former team, that you just weren't able to end up carrying into playoffs. So how does it feel to take down this team?
Well, I really like all of the Optic squad still, and we spoke a little bit before the match, and it was kind of sad that we faced the first team in playoffs, but I feel like after the first game, I don't know how we won with this draft. I'm really happy about it, that we like turned it around and got the win, and I feel like after that, we just had the momentum and we just kept it going, because I feel like all of us are veterans, and I feel like we have so much experience on our back that like, I feel like it wasn't that hard afterwards.
And I saw you give hugs to almost every single player on the line. Were there any exchanges that you had before or after the game?
Well, I just told them that like they shouldn't be too upset about it. I feel like we are still like friends in Optic, and even between the games we spoke a little bit, and I think Arrow came to me after the 2-0 and was like, we're gonna make it 2-1, like we're gonna make you fight for it, and it was really fun. It was really cute. Viral fun. Viral fun, definitely.
Oh, gosh. Well, Biofrost, okay, let's come to you next, because it's been, what, 2 years since you were last in playoffs, and now here you make your appearance in quarterfinals and have this dominating victory. So what does this all really mean to you?
Feels great. I get to keep my 100% playoff win rate. But yeah, it does mean a lot, because when you play like really poorly, or like when you're not doing well as a team for a while, like it's been 3 splits, you start to doubt yourself. So I'm really happy that we can make it this time around, and I think we got a good squad.
Well, let's talk about the series itself, because I just want to ask about your progression of confidence, because in game 1, super long, looked like it was going to Optic. Game 2, the game really started to look like it was yours. And in game 3, you started off with a level 1 invade. So just tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I feel like we didn't need to show too much variety in the series, because we just 3-0'd them, but I feel like we definitely showed some strategies, like the level 1 invade, or I feel like as well, like the level 1, the first game where we just fought until the end, I feel like we just kept reminding ourselves, okay, give up the Baron, it's the 4th Baron, just give it up again. Give it up again, we have Azir, and maybe they will step up, and then Rexer can flash on someone. So we have every 5 minutes a small winning condition. So we just spoke about these things, and we actually made it work. So I feel like it shows that we're like a really strong team.
And I noticed that you said you showed off some strategies. Does that mean that there are still some secret strategies ready for the rest of playoffs?
Well, definitely. Like we didn't need to show too much today, so that's really good for us.
Biofrost, looking at you, it seemed like in the last game you were hitting almost every single binding as Morgana. So what really flipped the switch on for you and Stixxay in the bot lane in this series?
Was definitely tired of getting camped in bot and playing these really bad matchups. So we finally got a good situation for us, and I'm glad that we were able to show it. We're pretty confident in like lane dominant champions, so it really worked out for us.
All right, and I just got news. You guys are going to hear it first. Team Liquid chose Clutch Gaming as their semifinal opponents, which means that you are going to be taking on Cloud9. So, gentlemen, first reactions.
Well, for me, I feel like that's a little bit more annoying. I think Cloud9's mid jungle is really strong, and it's just more annoying for me.
Obviously, I think that TL is probably the better team. They've gotten first, they have MSI experience. So playing against Cloud9 is definitely easier, but that's not to say that they're still a really strong team. And in the tiebreaker, we just absolutely got decimated. But I think that's probably because of draft and we had some bad communication in the game. So I think it'll be much closer this time around.
And a lot of people were saying, this is mainly Twitter and Reddit, but people were saying, you know what, I wonder if Biofrost's playoff success is based off of his performance or just doublelift his lane partner. So are you going to prove them wrong in the semifinal and potentially meet up against Team Liquid in the finals?
No, it's just doublelift.
Vincent, confidence.
I'm just joking. I'm okay. Yeah.
It's okay. All right, well, gentlemen, any last words to the fans before you start your week of preparation?
Well, I'm happy for everyone who came out here, supported us today, and just over the last couple of weeks, I think we were all a little bit sad that we didn't make it to semifinals, but just made it 3-0 today, and now we're back there.
Words of confidence, Vincent.
Let's go.
Let's go, team.
Let's go.
Guys, once again, congratulations on the win. And for more on the game, let's hear from the State Farm analyst, Des.
He's jungler.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I do kind of want to start right there, Wiggly. What Dash was saying is that first quarterfinal matchup now in the LCS. It's been a long year, but improvement throughout. What were your expectations coming into this playoff match?
Well, I think all of our expectations were that we were going to win, honestly. But obviously getting 3-0 is always like a nice surprise. But I guess for me, it wasn't really a big surprise. But I guess it's just good to get the 3-0, obviously. But yeah. Those are our expectations.
I'm sure it surprised a few. It's been kind of turmoil back and forth with CLG being able to make it into the later part of the season, but something was different about the atmosphere throughout the year. A lot more fun, smiling faces, even throughout this 3-0. What has kind of changed for the CLG atmosphere that's allowed this?
Well, we win now, so I guess winning kind of fixes everything in a way. When you're a better team, it's just easier to have fun with your teammates, I think. And obviously, like outside of the game, everyone gets along really well too, so that helps. But the biggest thing is we're just winning and we're a good team, so yeah, it's easy to have fun.
All right, Wiggly, next one's about you. We've heard a few of the teammates that you have talking about your maturity and how that has leveled up so much throughout the season. Kind of from your point of view, what has that growth been and what's different for you?
I think that I just try to model my game like behind other good junglers, and I just tried to look at what other people are doing and what things I struggled with last split. And yeah, it's just with the help of the coaching staff and my teammates, I think that I just kind of figured out some of the things that I was struggling with last split. And you know, sometimes it just takes time to get used to the environment, playing on stage, your teammates, everything as a jungler. So I think that was really helpful for me.
Well, it seems like everything's coming together to get that past result CLG has found in the finals. Final question for you. It has been Cloud9 that you are going up against. We just found out you get a little bit of revenge for that bye tie. How do you feel about the matchup?
I think that it'll be a really fun match to watch. Our last game with them didn't really go how we planned. It was kind of a really sad way to end the split, but I don't think the games are going to look like that. I think that was kind of a one-off type of game. So I think it's going to be a really close series. It should be fun.
Wiggly, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck moving forward, and best of luck to all of the CLG fans who are hoping we're going to throw back to the State Farm analyst desk to break down the rest of the day.
Thank you, Riv.